Hello everyone, this is FyaMoji, FyaMoji, and you're watching OMG MTG. We are coming at you with a deck today. We're playing Blue-Black Rogues in Zendikar Rising Standard. I got 3 of these Soaring Thought-Thieves in my first sealed pool, and I built a Blue-Black Rogues deck, and it was amazing, so I decided to translate that to Standard, but I see everyone is doing that, so I have a little twist on mine today. So we're playing 4 Merfolk Windrobbers, 1 for a 1/1, and it's a rogue. Whenever it deals damage to a player, they mill a card, and that's kind of the whole theme of rogues. It's putting cards in your opponent's graveyard, and then building up at least 8, and then flashing in a Zareth San the Trickster, returning an unblocked rogue, and getting something big out of their graveyard. So that's what we're going to be doing. Playing 4 of these, 4 Bloodchief's Thirst. It's just a good removal spell. 1 to destroy target creature planeswalker with CMC 2 or less, which is actually very valuable against other rogue decks and aggro decks that are running rampant in the format right now, and I can kick it for 4 to destroy anything. Thieves Enforcer, this is one of the MVPs of the deck. It's good to have at least, I think these two, the Windrobber and the Enforcer, are valuable to have early game to set up everything else. And if you don't have these in your opening hand, you should consider mulliganing. It gets +2/+1 and Death Touch as long as the opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. So it's good to flash, block something big, flash, put on the aggression at the end of their return. See how it works. 4 Soaring Thought-Thief obviously gives +1/+0 to all of your rogues whenever an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard. And whenever 1 or more rogues you control attack, each opponent mills 2 cards. So if these stack, it's game over for our opponent. To eliminate, I decided to add 2 eliminate to the deck because 3 or less seems to be a theme in the current standard right now. You can do anything. You're dealing with Lotus Cobras, Kazandu Mammoths, other rogue decks. That's just off the top of my head. Forge on in the Loch, just a good counter spell because they'll have cards in the grave. A good removal spell, they'll have cards in the grave. You know how it works. 2 Mystical Dispute, just to deal with Uros. Uro is a deck that is kind of hard to deal with, and it would be nice to have a main board option. This card is main deck playable, so I would recommend playing 2 of these. 3 Brazen Borrowers as a rogue. I can use Petty Theft to bounce whatever they have, then flash it in. 4 Nighthawk Scavengers. This card is a powerhouse in here, so it's usually 3 for a 5/3, flying, Death Touch, and lifelink. It keeps us in the race. It's a very aggressive blocker and attacker, and it's just a good card. 2 Hagra Mauling, just more removal, and we're playing 19 main deck lands, so it's nice to have another land option if we need one. 3 Rankle, it's a rogue. The option I would use the most on this card is each player discards a card, or each player discards a card or sacrifices a creature, because we're trying to target their graveyard with Zareth San the Trickster. So Rankle is in, and then 3 Zareth San, just a good sneak attack target. Get their best creature from the grave, put it onto our battlefield, and hopefully lock up the game that way. I'm playing 2 Agadeem's Awakening. So this card for, if I do it for 7, get a Rankle, a Brazen Borrower, or a Scavenger, a Soaring Thought-Thief, and one of my 1-drops. It's just good value late game, and I can always use it for a land whenever it has to. And then for the land base, we're playing 7 islands, 6 swamps, 4 Clearwater pathways, and 2 temples. I don't really want too many tap lands. I could have added more temples, but I just think the deck is fine it is. And for our sideboard, we have 2 Concerted Defense. This card is usually a Spell Pierce. Just hit them for 1, kind of whatever they tap out for. I had 2 Vantress Gargoyles instead of 1 and 1. This card is good just because it fits the theme of milling our opponent. But the Thieving Skydiver is also a rogue, and that ability to target an artifact and take control of it, I think it's just better than having another Gargoyle. We haven't seen anything that would target it yet, but it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to help. 4 Heartless Acts to where if I have to side out eliminates, you know, Hagra Mauling, some more aggressive removal, I could do that. 2 more Mystical Disputes, just in case we run up against Uro and Ashiok's Erasure, naming Uro. 2 Ashiok's Nightmare, actually. I don't see many people running this card. This is if we're up against a more mid-rangey control deck, to where Zareth isn't that good or Rankle isn't that good. It's just a late game bomb that we can play that sticks on board, that doesn't die to board wipes. And then 2 Erebos' Intervention to deal with graveyard strategies and Uro. So you see the deck. I'm gonna hop into some ranked. I'm gonna play some standard ranked with Blue Black Rogues, and we'll get back to game 1 now. So this is game 1. This is our opening hand. So usually we want this on turn 1. Our hand is pretty slow, just 2 tap lands. It's a little slow for us, so we're gonna have to mulligan in. Okay, this hand is a lot better. I'll keep 6, and I think I will just get rid of my Agadeem's Awakening and go like this. So we'll play this as an island, play the Windrobber and then pass. Always nice to have turn 1 plays in this deck. Turn 1 plays make the world go around. Hey, Rock. So Garland, which is good. Play that. We don't have to play that yet. Attack here, hit our opponent for 1, and have the mill a card. Okay, in turn. So it looks like we're playing against Adventures. This, end of turn. Have them mill cards. Yes. Still get the. Wow, okay. This swamp, I think Drown in the Loch is just gonna be better than playing another Windrobber. So I'll just pass. Our land is pretty restricted right now, so. And I will counter that. So now we'll just slam down the Windrobber. One of mills. So ideally we would want to draw another untapped land to play one of our Zareths, maybe targeting a Mammoth. Is it Rimrock Knight? Our opponent doing? Opponent is thinking. So now we will pay 3 life. Yes, and then we will Zareth. Put that to my hand. And then we will be getting opponent just concedes. And that is the power of Blue Black Rogues. He was still at 12, he had a chance, but opponent decided to concede, so that was game 1. We'll get back to game 2 right now. Hello everyone, game 2 with Blue Black Rogues. This is our opening hand. We are kind of light on black mana, which will be nice for a turn 2 Soaring Thought-Thief. Opponent does go first, so I think I'll just... No, can't. This is better. I'll keep 6, and then I'll probably put back... Probably just put back a land. Maybe we should have put back Zareth San just to have the 2/3 Nighthawk Scavenger, but there's a land anyways. Merfolk Windrobber turn 1. Opponent is playing blue-black. We don't know. Blue-black we don't know. So we will attack for 1. Opponent mills a land, and we'll pass. Clearwater pathway. Attackers. Flashing up Muse Enforcer. Okay. So now opponent is tapped out. We will just play the Scavenger. Another card. Like 3. Scavenger. And we'll pass. Opponent is reading Extinction Event. He's using Odd. So that is not good for us. We'll just lay out another Scavenger, then land and then pass. So he's playing blue-black control, it seems like. We have a Drown in the Loch for another Extinction Event. And we did Heartless Act. That's good. Okay, so now we're stuck. It's just how it is. How it happens sometimes. Maybe I should have kept my Scavenger in hand until I drew another land to protect it with Drown in the Loch, but we can always Drown in the Loch, whatever he plays right now. On the passes, we draw a Zareth San. Not what we're looking for, but it'll work. So opponent draws, plays a land, Castle Loch 20, and passes. So we will play a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do we just slam the Zareth San? I think we can afford to. Oh, that's flash. Yikes. Exiling Zareth San. Yes. Opponent cracks a fetch. Feel a passage. Probably gonna get a blue. This is a card. That was a misplay on the Zareth San. Ashiok. So that would have been nice to just drown them off.
All your fears are given form.
Okay, so I cannot play my Zareth Sans. Okay, I'll just pass. Yeah, that was a misplay. Pass to attackers. I'll probably just eliminate the token. Creates another. And it is my turn. Agadeem's Awakening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And get those for 3. I'm going for it. Bring these two back. The opponent has a counter that is unfortunate. So, those go to the grave, and this game seems to be over. Opponent just has too much board control, so. Lantern. Cast 3 spells from one face up cards, puts one from exile. Yep. And once my opponent ults, I will be conceding.
delightfully friendly.
So I guess if I draw a Bloodchief's Thirst, it's Rankle. We'll put it out. Neutralize, which I'm going to neutralize. We will be hitting Ashiok. So Rankle kind of saved us here. Ashiok goes down.
What a foolish thing.
Look at the top 6. Oh. Gotcha. Yes. Okay, so this game seems to be over. Another Rankle. And we're just gonna
The shadows
see us coming back from this, so I'm just gonna scoop it up. And we will move on. Hello everyone, we are back for game 3, and our hand looks pretty nice. It's kind of slow, but at the same time, it seems keepable. I know we don't have turn 1, but we have some good spells to cast, so we will be playing Temple of Deceit. Scrying to most likely the bottom. Multiples of that. Temple of Deceit. Could be playing blue-black control again. Okay, Clearwater Pathway. So we will play our Windrobber. And play this as a... Let's play a Swamp and then pass. Probably should have played the Hagra Mauling actually. This man is not going to be playing any creatures. Yes. We'll be flashing that in. Actually, try to slam a Nighthawk Scavenger here. We can try it. Play a Scavenger. And pass. Opponent could have a number of removal spells. Heartless Act. Look at that. So we are going to use this as a blue. And then we'll just play Rankle. Attack. Each player discards a card. Discard my Hagra Mauling. Discards a Lotus Cobra. Oh, I see. Opponent is stuck on 2 colors, but not anymore with the Fabled Passage. Getting the green. Gotcha. So let's see here. Probably want opponent to keep discarding cards. So I'll play in, let's see actually. Yeah. Choose any number, so I don't have to. So go flash, so it's okay. Just hit. That. Damage. Probably done. And I'm gonna flash both of these in at the end of his turn. I could have flashed this in before, but if he has a Wrath, Teferi's Tutelage. Okay. That works. Draw a ditch. I'm gonna mill 2. Flag and Zareth. He's gonna Heartless Act. Okay, so he's going for it. Mill 2. Soaring Thought-Thief. Mill 2. Gets another E. Okay. So now we'll just slam the Nighthawk Scavenger. One of those 2. Attack. We will pass. So if we draw a Rankle, we want something to discard. Seems to be milling us out. Opponent has double Uro in grave. Another Tutelage. Interesting. Is he looking for a Heartless Act? Or a Bloodchief's Thirst? Anything? Yes, mill. Opponent has... He's dead on board if he doesn't do anything about this. Opponent concedes. So, against Sultai Control, I guess I would call that, we get the win. We're just gonna keep going until we get 3 wins here. So we'll just do one more. Just to show off the power of this deck. And here we go. Richard Nixon. The new youngling avatar. Wow. Okay. We'll keep. It's a little funky. 3 Brazen Borrows. We have the turn once. And the Mystical. Or the Windrobber pass. One is playing blue, so this will work. Go to skip. Playing Omnath. That'll be a black. So we could bounce that. I think opponent is going to be on Omnath the next turn, so I'm just going to flash this in now. 1, 2, attack. Mill. So if opponent plays Omnath, we need a white land. Tap. Opponent is adding a green. Bro, that's gonna get counted. And this is why Mystical Dispute is such a good card. Drowning the Loch. Thank you. There's 4 cards in grave. Honestly, just bounce the Cobra. Knows the Genesis Ultimatum, so now opponent has to replay the Cobra. Or if he plays a white, he can play. Yeah, replay the Cobra. Adds a blue. Blast Pool Mystic. Gotcha. Has 5 cards in the bin. We'll hit here. No one. Tear with the Beaks. And that will end turn. So if opponent plays Uro, we have Omnath. Omnath. I'm sorry, can't speak. If opponent plays Omnath, we have a couple ways. Yes. He gets the white, so he has Omnath in hand. It's going to probably get drowned. Drowned. 7 cards in the bin. Okay. So opponent could block with one of these. We will I think I'd just rather get those off board. Nothing. I should have flashed in my Thieves Guild to get the buff, but it happens. It happens. Opponent's thinking if he tries to escape the Uro, then we dispute it. There's 3 cards in the bin. First attackers, my turn. He's going closer. Kind of low on land right now. So opponent can just recast that next turn. These are down to 1/1s. Okay. Gonna hit here. I think we're just gonna hit here actually. That was the Omnath off the top. Wow. Sorry about that. Let me turn my volume down. So opponent can recast Uro. But at that point, we will probably just sack this, play the Brazen Borrower. Yes. Landfall, get the green. If he doesn't add white, and he doesn't have another Omnath. Got you. Gotcha. Where resolves. So unfortunately we've used all of our mystical disputes and are drowning the Loch. That's okay. Opponent has access to 3 mana currently. Attacks. Play the Brazen Borrower. Gotcha. We will destroy the Uro. Hit here. Then we will. Actually, we'll do this now. There's our land. Thing is, try to bounce it now or wait. I'll just pass. Because I'm not sure what opponent is playing. I don't think this Lotus Cobra is worth bouncing right now. Double landfall trigger, I guess. Blue and blue. So opponent is being sure to exile all of the great cards from his deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand plus 1. Sure. Just attackers. So now I'll bounce it. Let's go, bro. Opponent has Uro engraved, so that is what we will be targeting. Attack. Extra blockers. We'll just return the Enforcer. So we have quite a few options. It's probably just gonna be the Uro. Oh no. It gets sacrificed. It gets sacrificed. Yes. It's unfortunate. So dumb. Should have just taken the Terror of the Peaks, or actually anything if I had read with a card. Actually does, instead of thinking about it in the heat of the moment, but that's how it works. And that's an Ugin. That is an Ugin.
Strive for balance.
Okay, so for 5, so I can flash this in and just keep it. Just attackers.
Reality
Just an Enforcer.
is unwritten.
Go ahead and mill 2. Actually, we will not be doing that.
I did all I deemed
The Windrobber. Mill. Attack. And then enter. Could I have gotten from my opponent? There's the Omni. Okay, opponent draws. I might need to sack this to draw a card. Or actually, if I draw a Soaring Thought-Thief, then then this game is over if he doesn't play another land.
Then this is my
Yeah. Opponent gains 3 for the land. Gain 4. Adds a red. Okay, so now this game looks like it's going nowhere fast. I'm gonna draw a card. There's the Mauling. Okay. So he's just gonna keep replaying the row. So we'll destroy the Omnath. We'll get a black. And then what? Probably just bounce their row. So he has to do all that stuff again. So that's all of that. We couldn't close out this game fast enough, so my opponent has stabilized and is coming back fast, so not much we can do about that. But our deck performed surprisingly well for an aggro deck. There's a lot of interaction here, there's a lot of sneaky tricks you can do, a lot of little things you can do to catch your opponent off guard. It's very nice. It's very easy to play. Relatively cheap. So, yeah, this game seems to be locked up from our opponent here. Activation. And that just pretty much does it. Yeah. You draw a Thieves Guild Enforcer. Well, the only thing our opponent is doing is he's just gaining life and playing lands on the battlefield. I don't think that's... These are both flash, so we'll just pass and see what happens. So I can flash, block, pass to attackers. And then I want to kill the Beanstalk Giant. How wasn't I able to use my spell? I don't get it. Oh, right. That's, I see. So it's going on. So our opponent is at 5. Wait a second. Well, we're dead anyways. We destroy. I would know 2 more. 3, draw a card. Let's pass. So even if we had left our Thieves Guild Enforcer up, destroy the Brazen Borrower. That could have done it, but we would have died in the 13 damage that we could have taken. Go to 1. So, even though we couldn't kill our opponent just by their health total, we almost beat them by milling them out. So, that was Blue-Black Rogues in Zendikar Rising Standard. I'll show you the deck list one more time. The deck performed really well. It went 2-2 in the standard ranked queue. These are all the cards. 4 copies of Merfolk Windrobber, 4 copies of Bloodchief's Thirst, 4 copies of Thieves Gilded Enforcer, 2 copies of Eliminate, 4 John the Loch, 4 Soaring Thought-Thief, 2 Mystical Dispute, 3 Brazen Borrower, 4 Nighthawk Scavenger, 2 Agadeem's Awakening, 2 Hagra Mauling, 3 Rankles, 3 Zareths, 7 Islands, 6 Swamps, 4 Clearwater Pathways, and 2 Temple of Deceit's main board. I will have the full deck list in the description of the video below. Sorry, I just hit my mic. I'll have the full deck list in the description below. I just want to say thank you for watching. And with that, we're signing off. Peace.